Hey, welcome to today's video. I'm Rick Chapo with DMCAAgentService.com. And today we're taking a look at starting an online business, DMCA protection. So if you're starting an online business, particularly if you're starting your first one, obviously you're going to be very enthused. So congratulations on your decision. The important thing to remember is that not only do you need to deal with the exciting aspects of the business, but you want to protect yourself where you can. And the internet is a unique environment because there are certain laws that actually apply to what's going on online, and you can use those to protect yourself. So what basically happened was in the late 1990s, there was an effort by the federal government to recognize that not only was the internet going to be an important commercial medium moving forward, but maybe they should pass some laws to protect businesses during the infancy of the internet. And so they passed a number of different laws like the Communications Decency Act and other ones. And the DMCA was one of the fundamental ones. It was passed in 1998. The DMCA stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So it is a federal law, and it deals with copyright issues online, a little bit offline. But for the purpose of this video, we're really talking about websites and what have you. And what it does is it deals with user-generated content. Also called UGC. Now you have really kind of two different types of content when you're online and you start a website, let's say. And the first type is first-party content. And that's content that you put on your site. You create things like your graphics, the text on your homepage, blog posts that you write, and things of that sort. And that's all first-party content. Now that is not protected by the DMCA. The DMCA does not deal with that. What the DMCA does through something called Section 512C immunity is it protects you against copyright infringement claims based on user-generated content. So that's a mouthful. What does that actually mean? Let's say you have a website and you post a blog post that has an image in it, and you're talking about the image and this, that, and the other. And somebody in the comment sections decides to contest your post. And they go ahead and they leave a comment. That's user-generated content. But they post another photo. And again, that's user-generated content. Now, you don't know where that photo came from. So does the person who's posting it have the permission of the copyright holder to post it? You don't know. And there's really no way to know. And so the DMCA deals with that. And what it says, basically, as long as you file a certain compliance process, you're going to be immune from any copyright claims that arise regarding that person's comment or the image that they post in that comment. It's called a DMCA safe harbor. And this has really turned into a foundational law online. Now, it's controversial. Some people like it, some people don't. But think about sites like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. These sites are really almost entirely user-generated content sites. If you look at, Facebook, Facebook's kind of old school these days, but where's all the content from on Facebook coming from? Facebook really isn't posting it. It's just all the users, and they're posting memes and everything else. And that's where you get all of that. So that's user-generated content. And the problem that Facebook would face is how does it figure out, which of that is being used with permission and which is not. And the only way it can really stay in business is if the DMCA exists, if that safe harbor protection is there. Because if it wasn't, then Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all these companies would face just kind of an endless tsunami of copyright infringement lawsuits. And while they have a lot of money and they could probably deal with that, if you're starting an online business, you probably don't have a lot of money to fight copyright infringement cases. So the DMCA is, I call it the toilet paper of the internet. Not particularly exciting, but it's something you definitely want to have because it's going to protect you from a lot of the acts of your users. And while I'm sure you're excited about your business, you always have to remember people online can do some stupid things. I'm not suggesting you, more your users. You'll see people post things and it's like, what are you doing? So you definitely want to take advantage of the DMCA safe harbor if you're starting an online business. It's inexpensive. It's really pretty simple, and it will basically give you immunity from one of the most common legal claims that occur online. So again, DMCA, you want to do that. So what's involved in compliance? Well, I'm not going to get into all the details here because, frankly, it would put you to sleep. But the basic idea is that in exchange for this immunity, you have to undergo a informal process with the copyright holder and the person who posted the content to see if the infringement claim can be resolved. So what will happen is you have to designate what's called a DMCA agent. And this is a person who's going to receive copyright complaints on behalf of your business from copyright holders. So let's say you have a forum, somebody posts an image to the forum, and that copyright holder contacts you and says, hey, this is my image. It's being used without permission. I want it taken down. And they submit a DMCA takedown, what's called a DMCA takedown request, to your agent. Your agent then looks at it, talks to you, and at that point, you have to take the image down under the DMCA. Now, this is an important point. You don't actually go ahead and think about it or try to evaluate whether copyright infringement exists or anything of that sort. Under the DMCA, you just take it down. Now, you don't delete it. You just remove it from public viewing. Then you turn around and you contact the person who posted it. And you should probably have an email address for them. It depends, obviously, how they're interacting with your site. But you should have some contact information. And you send them a notice saying, hey, we received a copyright complaint regarding this image that you posted. And, at this time, we've taken it down. You have the right to file a counter notice on the DMCA. Let us know. And at that point, quite honestly, that's going to take care of about 99% of the DMCA claims. And the reason being that the person who's posted the content almost never is doing it maliciously. In most cases, they just don't know. So if you think about, again, let's go back to, let's say Facebook. Most of the posts on Facebook, the people that are posting aren't thinking about copyright. They just see something funny or interesting or whatever it is, and they want to share it with other people on Facebook. And so they'll post it. And then if they get a notice that says, hey, this constitutes copyright infringement, they usually panic. They're not going to fight that. And that's what's going to happen about 99% of the cases. However, if the person who posted the content in question does file a counter notice, at that point, you, the website owner, you just pass that right on over to the copyright holder. And at that point, the copyright holder has to decide whether they're going to go ahead and sue. Now, when they sue, they can't sue you. They have to sue the person who posted the content, and you have immunity. So you can see why this would be very valuable. Now, the process is a little more complicated than that. You can go to our site, dmcaagentservice.com, and see kind of an explanation of the steps. But that's the general idea. And all of this costs you really nothing. Actually, there is a whopping $6 fee to register your agent with the Copyright Office. Now, you're going to have to post the agent information on your site, typically in something called a DMCA policy. You can find simple forms online, and you're going to have to register with the Copyright Office. So the question then becomes, who do you pick as your agent? And you can do it yourself. Let me be absolutely clear. You can do it yourself. The only potential concern is that the agent, you're going to have to list the agent's name, their address, their phone number, and their email address. So, depends if you want that information out there. Identity theft is obviously a concern. If nothing else, you're going to get spammed and an endless number of sales calls. So it's kind of a matter of convenience. We offer a service, dmcaagentservice.com, where we'll act as your agent. It's $70 a year. And basically, we provide our information instead of yours. And that's generally how it plays out. So overall, that's kind of what you're looking at with DMCA protection. If you're starting an online business and you're going to allow anybody to post to your site, whether it be comments or something much more significant, well, you want to protect yourself. And the DMCA protection is pretty much a free protection from copyright claims based on content uploaded by your users. So take advantage of it. It's definitely a benefit. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments, post them below. I'll be happy to answer if you're on YouTube. If not, you can always reach us at dmcaagentservice.com if you need an agent or you just want to chat. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.